I want to show you how to simplify a complex fraction, and I'm going to show you two different ways on how to do this problem. So we'll work it out one way, and then I'm going to show you a separate way to do it with a different method, as some people call it the multiply by the LCD method. But this first method is just, think of this as we've got two fractions in the numerator, two fractions in the denominator, and let's just take it one at a time. So I'm going to cover up this stuff here down at the bottom. I'm going to cover up the fractions on the bottom. Maybe I can do that here with this piece of paper, and just ignore that for a second. And let's just concentrate on these two fractions up top. So if I want to add two fractions, I need an LCD. And of these two fractions, I hope you see that the LCD is going to be y and y minus 5. It's actually the product of both of these. And don't confuse these two y's here. This one, as I like to say in class, is just a single y, as many of my students are. But this one over here is kind of like it's married and it's got kids. So it's a separate type of a y. It's got other things going on in its life. But this one here is a single y. So the LCD is the product of both. Now, if you want to figure out how to change this fraction and make its denominator look like the LCD, then I hope you see that it's already got the y minus 5. It's missing just a single y. That's what I'm going to multiply its numerator by, and technically its denominator as well. So my new numerator over here is just simply a y. Y times 1 is just y. See that plus sign right there? I'm just going to bring that over. And this denominator, if I want to make it look like the LCD is, it's already got the single y, but it's missing the y minus 5. That's what I need to multiply its numerator by. Technically, I would do the same on the bottom, but I've already got it looking like the LCD now. And that's just distributive property, and I'm going to write that as 3y minus 15. Okay, so I could shrink this down a little bit. These two y's right here are like terms, and I can come up with 4y minus 15, and I'll do that a little bit later. Okay, let's go concentrate on the denominators, fractions. Same thing here. If I want to change this into an LCD, it's actually the exact same LCD, which is y times y minus 5. This denominator is missing the y minus 5, so I will multiply its numerator by y minus 5. And when I do that, I will distribute that 3 to both of those two terms and come up with 3y minus 15. Okay, here's my negative sign that was there originally. I'm just going to bring that over. And lastly, this denominator was missing the single y. It's already got the y minus 5, so I'm going to multiply 1 times y and come up with y. Again, I can clean up that numerator there. 3y minus y is equal to 2y. And I can clean up this stuff that I have up top as well. So if I clean up both of those, I hope you see that this is what I have now. Up top, I have 4y minus 15 all over this LCD of y times y minus 5. And on the bottom, I have over here, I've got, let's see, 3y minus 1y is 2y minus 15. Now, these two fractions are being divided by, right? There's really a big old division bar there. So these two things are being divided by, but we know that we're going to flip this fraction and multiply it. So I might as well do that right now in one step. I'm just going to write this stuff on the bottom, moves up here to the top when I flip it. And this simplified, this 3y minus 15 minus y, well, the 3y minus y is 2y, ends up on the bottom. So I've got 2y minus 15 on the bottom. Finally, as my last step, if there's anything that can be simplified, I'm going to go ahead and simplify it. And look, that goes with that. These single y's cancel. And my final answer is, I don't think I can simplify this anymore, so my final answer is going to be, out of all of this, up top in the numerator I have a 4y minus 15, and on the bottom all I have left is 2y minus 15. Final answer. Now, keep that in mind, because I'm going to show you this problem one more time. I'm going to do it in a slightly different way. But keep that answer right there that I have in red in mind, because we're going to show you how we can get that answer doing a slightly different method. Another way to handle this problem is to look at all four of these fractions in one shot. So if I look at all four of these fractions, this one here, this one here, this one down here, and this one, all at the same time, and come up with an LCD for all four of these fractions all at once, then I hope you see that the LCD is y times y minus 5. Now why is that important? What I'm going to do then is I'm going to multiply each of these fractions by y times y minus 5 times y times y minus 5. So I'm going to multiply each of these fractions by the LCD, and that LCD is the LCD for all four of these fractions. When I do that, here let's concentrate on just this upper left one multiplication for a second. When I do that, do you see that this y minus 5 on the bottom cancels out with that y minus 5 right there, and I'm just simply left with y times 1? Hey, that y times 1 is y. Okay, I'm going to write that right here. There's my plus sign, just bring that on down. Continuing on, do you see that these two y's cancel out? This one here on the bottom and this one on top cancel out, and I'm left with 3y 3 times y minus 5. Well, I might as well distribute right now. 3 times y and 3 times negative 5 gives me 3y minus 15. Okay, so all of that stuff up top, these two fractions multiplied by the LCD, leaves me with this new numerator. Now let's go tackle these on the bottom. Let's go do this one. I hope you see the y's cancel. And if I distribute, I've got 3y minus 15. See the minus sign right there? I'm just going to slide that on down. And I hope you see that this y minus 5 and that y minus 5, they're gone. And so I'm just left with 1 times y, which is y. Now I can clean all this stuff up a little bit more and pull all my like terms together. And hey, look, I have y plus 3y up top, which is 4y. And on the bottom I have 3y minus y. These two terms are alike, and so I can pull them together and get 2y minus 15. And isn't that the same answer we had earlier when we were handling these fractions separately? So I hope you see that there are two different ways to tackle this problem. I'm not sure which method you like, but you get to choose which method you prefer. Hope that helps.